All right, all right, all right. What up with you boys? Let's get this shit cracking. So we're gonna watch a little bit of this Chinese food. Should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. What the fuck was that? Maybe nothing else.
Ooh, look at that, look at that. Today we're doing Chinese chicken noodle soup with mung bean vermicelli
There's no notification.
simmered in a
What?
turkey bone broth for extra
I don't know what to say to
flavor and
that,
extra
Pud.
nutrition. So
That's
let's get
weird.
started. I'm using store-bought turkey bone broth. So bone broth is supposed to be good for your complexion. It's got a lot of collagen. It's good for
Yo,
gut
what
health.
up, Corey?
It's also good for nutrients for your body. So you should do some research on that
Remember,
if you
guys, we're
want to
taking
make
the
sure.
mints tonight.
I'm just, from what I
Please, can
understand.
we get something
For this recipe, I have
that we need to get this
turkey
shit
bone
cracking,
broth
guys?
made with Alberta
To get this
raised
shit
free
cracking.
range turkey. So you
Yo,
can
Pug,
go
what up,
1
man?
to 1 if you want to use this with water, or you can just use straight bone broth. So bone broth is usually thicker. So first you're going to put the bone broth into the pan.
Make sure you watch
So
this, Pug.
this
This is how you make some good
bone broth
Chinese
isn't too thick.
chicken noodle soup, from what he's telling me.
So I don't know how long they boiled it, but usually when you do it at home, it's about 8 hours. And then if you use the Instapot, it'll take about 2 hours.
Hold on, one second, one
So
second,
you
one second.
save about 75% of cooking time using Instapot. So I'm going to add another container of water to the bone broth. So that's still with the 1-to-1 ratio of bone broth to water. So here we have the Chinese dates. So these are seedless. So
All right,
these
all right,
dates
I'm back.
add a little sweetness to the soup. I also have carrots. Carrot
What kind of
slices.
carrots
So
are
these
those?
carrot slices will also add some sweet flavor. I have some whole cloves of garlic and 2 pieces of ginger. It's about a thumb size altogether. Maybe
So
2
he's
thumb
making
size.
chicken noodle soup, so it should be pretty
You put
good.
more or less up to you. And then we have the goji berries. So they're supposed to be good for your eyes. And we'll put all the ingredients in at once, except for the goji berries, which I'll put in last.
Goji
I have
berries.
some Chinese mushrooms here. I'm soaking in water for at least a couple hours,
Chinese mushrooms, boy.
or overnight if you like. So now I'll put the red dates, the garlic, carrots, and ginger into the turkey bone broth. As well, I'll put the Chinese mushrooms in there. For
And
added
would you eat
flavor,
that,
I'm going
Pug?
to add a chicken cube into the soup stock.
Whale eggs.
So I've got the turkey bone broth and water simmering for the last about 15 minutes so far. Marinated about 4 ounces of chicken. I cut it up, put a tablespoon of cornstarch in there, 3 tablespoons of light soy
I
sauce,
wonder why you put cornstarch in there.
maybe about 3 to 5 tablespoons of um, cooking oil, and then also put little sesame oil if you have it. So I put this in the fridge overnight. Preheat a pan at medium-high heat.
Thickener? Okay.
I put
Have
about
you ever
2
used that, Pug?
tablespoons of cooking oil. I use avocado oil. I'm just going to grill the chicken until it's brown on each side.
Oh.
I'll flip the chicken. It's been about a couple minutes. Nice. I like it nice and brown like this. That's really good for presentation when you put it on top of your soup. So for this
It looked pretty
recipe,
good. I
we
don't
have
know.
mung bean vermicelli, which is
Mung bean.
cholesterol free. So I have 2 packages here. I'm soaking the vermicelli noodles in
Hey, what is
water
vermicelli? What is that?
5 minutes. So I'm just going to boil the noodles for about a minute. So I just put
What
the
is
noodles in the
vermicelli, Pug?
water. Then we'll add the soup and the chicken afterwards.
Oh,
So it's been about a minute. I'm going to add the noodles to the bowl. Now we're going to add the broth. add some of the chicken pieces into the soup. So
It
there
looked
you
good.
have it. Chinese chicken noodle soup with vermicelli noodles and turkey bone broth. Enjoy. Ooh, that's nice. So I put all the extra ingredients in there.
Damn, does he
I
dye
put
his
the
hair?
chicken soup base in there as well.
The pug, is that dye?
Ooh, that's a nice
Is
rich
that dye
color.
right there?
Wow.
Cause like, how's
This
that different
combination
color?
really works. You got the nice flavor from the Chinese mushrooms. The chicken is crunchy, has a nice texture. Red dates add nice sweet flavor. Carrots add nice sweet flavor. And the noodles are thin mung bean vermicelli. So mung bean vermicelli, it's keto friendly, it's cholesterol free. It's not too heavy when you eat it in this kind of soup. Look at that, look at that.
Look at that, look at that. Let me start saying
Gotta
that
give
shit.
this recipe a try. So thanks for checking out my video. Please subscribe, and any comments are always welcome. And thanks for your continued support. Now you can order the products and ingredients
shit
that
got
I use
loud,
in my
bro.
cooking videos. Just click the link
You use any
below
of that, bud?
in the
You use any of
description
that?
for the Chinese cooking
Oh, let's see
accessory
this
guide.
Chinese cooking Chinese.
You
noodles.
can order everything online, including the wok that I use and some of the equipment that I use.
That looked pretty good. I ain't gonna cap. That looked pretty good. Let me remove that from playlist. That looked pretty good though. Let's see this. Lamb scorpion stew. Let's see what they got here. Let's see what they got, Pug. Damn, let me take this off of 4K. You don't need to be on 4K now. Come on, let's just go true HD. Well, that boy eating that shit, ain't he? He's a big boy.
最近老川以前
This
吃
is
过这
funny
个
as
盐
hell.
蝎
He's
子
a,
火
he's a
锅，
big
坐
boy.
在那肉是一吃就下来，满嘴流香。今天特意去市场买了一个盐蝎子，今天咱们吃盐蝎子火锅，开整。盐蝎子多少块？盐蝎子其实就是盐鸡骨，
Lamb
您是
scorpion
不
is
是
just
蝎
lamb
子，
spine.
所以叫它
But it
盐
looks
蝎
like
子。
a scorpion spine. A scorpion tail. Damn. Pug, you ain't never had that shit before, man. No way.
把盐蝎子下水泡一泡。现在调个酱汁：黄豆酱、豆瓣酱、柱侯酱、蚝油、老抽，都给搅开。准备点炖盐蝎子的香料：莲酱、白芷、白胡椒、花椒、孜然，都给它装到布袋里。血水泡好了，给盐蝎子焯水。
Damn.
放上点葱姜，粉末上来了，打干净了。这东西打掉就粘不到肉上面了。沫子出干净，捞出来。
Damn. Put this one, put it out.
准备点配菜。咸菜。锅里倒油，油热，配菜下上，给爆香了。
Let's see what he got there. It looked good.
把配菜都炸金黄了，葱边炸黄，调好的酱料放上，把酱料炒匀炒香， 水加上啊！先料包蒸上，再来点干辣椒，盐虾子下进去。油蒸了慢慢一刮呀。还有个我最爱的盐腰子，给放上。
Damn, lamb kidney. Damn, you gonna pressure cook it? Oh, okay. That's totally what he did. Oh, it looks like he's making a stew out of it. Some kind of stew.
咱们的盐虾子炖到快烂了，现在加入咱们选吃的配菜。
Tofu and some mushrooms looks good. Some kind of
再煮
green.
10分钟。可以吃了。
Ooh, that motherfucker boiling, boy.
咸菜点缀一下。来来来，这来个盐虾子火锅。
Damn, that was a quick little. That was probably like the quickest thing he cooked. What the fuck?
这盐虾子肉好多呀。
全肉的虾子。
就是啊。
没有让它贴。
Damn, so there do be a lot of meat on the spine.
那个老黄啊。哎呀！啊，这味道太好了。
就是的。
Oh, that shit's piping hot. Damn. That boy is going to town. That's a big boy.
味道也搞了个真行啊。
I can't stop thinking about it. That shit's funny as hell. That's a big boy.
好好吃的就是这味
Hey.
道。
这肉一试就下来了。好。
哎呀，太美了。
哎呀，
Damn, I wish I could eat that good.
这豆腐吃个完完整整的。是个配菜。
I'm over coughing and shit. Wait, did he just eat? Hold on, wait a minute. Did he just eat a piece of that green? Hold on, hold on.
是个配菜。
Yeah, he did. I thought that was just a garnish. Oh, you think it's seaweed?
Whoa.
Okay.
哎呀，
I thought that was a garnish, but I guess you could eat it too.
这羊肉怎么做怎么好吃，是不是？
这都是胃馋的很，
就是。
咋都好吃。
It looked good though. I ain't gonna cap, man.
吃燕子吧，好多咱们去吃。吃啊！
完了，
你找着去。
哇！哎呀，来块海带。
Oh, it's some kelp. It's some kelp. It's some kelp.
啊，香
It's
锅
some。fucking kelp. That's what it is. Kelp. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Fucking monkey with the controls. I'm a monkey with the controls. I'm the monkey with the
这一回
controls.
这个水而不腻啊。
There we go.
你吃的更美得很，是不是？是，
There
真
we
的吗？
go. Man, I guess the spine does have a lot of meat on it. A quick little meal, hell yeah.
这大冬天的就适合吃
Not
这
even
个
a little meal, that was a lot of meat. I ain't gonna cap. What the fuck is that? It's not even cartilage or something. That shit was weird for a second. That shit look hot though.
大片，是越吃越香。
That shit look hot.
吃个绿菜，简简的。
I dare there and see about the bullfrog one. Just to see if he really gonna eat them bitches like that. I mean, I've had frog legs. The frog legs are good, but I ain't never had the whole thing before.
火上加油，
So I think he gonna make these bitches right.
吃牛蛙喽！下了
He
几
be
天
turning
雪
up.，
今天暖和了，买来大块牛
Yeah,
蛙
that。thing's still
今天咱
breathing
们做
too.
炭烤牛蛙，好好啃啃。
Yeah,
牛蛙处理掉，
yeah, he definitely getting them right. He's making them fresh though.
处理好的牛蛙，爪子剁掉。
This might be pretty good. I'll say he's pretty good. He's pretty good at making everything. So, I mean, I feel like he'll be all right. I feel like he'll be all right. No bad.
这牛蛙喷得很啊！你看这两条大腿，粗粗的，配点葱姜，来点胡椒粉、料酒，抓匀。把牛蛙腌一下。 码个烤炉，披点果沫，好不烫。下点配菜，海带，豆皮，豆腐，莲藕，
That's lotus root.
土豆，金针菇、平菇，油麦菜， 再切点春卷蒜，
Oilseed lettuce.
牛蛙摆到烤架上，压起来。好嘞，烤牛蛙。
Damn, he got this shit to a fucking fire.
已经上火候了。
Wow.
牛蛙烤干，上面刷上一层油。两面都刷上。 这牛蛙烤的滋啦啦响，牛蛙烤深色，再刷上一层油。
Looks good. Looks real good.
风过了也刷上。牛蛙烤好了，撒上辣椒面、孜然面。好嘞，锅里来上油。 留着，春卷蒜爆香，来一勺豆瓣酱、火糖，炒出荤油，再来一块火锅底料，把料头都炒香，加上7两山肠。 来点酱油、蚝油，加盐、糖、胡椒粉调味。水开，把准备好的配菜下进去，煮一下。配菜煮一会，把油麦菜下上。好嘞，
Man, that
盛
ladybug
出来
made it. Wow. Right there. Let me see. Wow, that's crazy.
烤好的牛蛙扣上去，撒上青红辣子蒜苗、辣椒碱、蒜末、青花椒、白芝麻、花生碎，泼上热油。
Damn, this shit look good. I ain't gonna cap.
炭烤牛蛙，整一个。
这牛蛙逮的好，大大的。太香了，这牛蛙。
这牛蛙的肉质好着。
个来个大的都是肉啊。
That shit look good. I ain't gonna cap. They definitely eating the fuck out that shit. It's like chicken.
看这。
Pretty big frogs. I will say that. They're pretty big. Oh, I can see them in the mirror. Interesting.
哎呀，
There's like 2 or 3 people
麻辣麻辣的，
filming this. Y'all see that shit?
鲜辣鲜
Y'all
辣。
probably didn't even catch that shit.
这放香味太浓了，吃起来。这红薯搭配起来挺上劲的哈。
I ain't gonna lie, I would eat at his house. Shit, I
来个
mean,
豆
bro,
腐
he，made them frogs look good, so I'm gonna fuck with him.
豆腐吃个就像麻婆豆腐啊，哎呀，麻辣麻辣的啊，
头发这牛蛙吃就是香，
就是香。这天就冷不起来了啊。
热了这就。
Damn, that shit was smack right now.
好慢呀，麻辣麻辣。
好吃你就多吃点。
哎，这牛蛙配子肉，哎呀，吃的才带劲。
越吃越香，越吃越香。今天这一顿吃的美。
Damn,
妹妹
that
就
nigga
带
is
走。
big. That nigga is living big. Damn. Damn. All right, well. At least he was eating good, guys. What else we got? I can remove this one.
What's going on YouTube? So are you looking for an SUV that says, I made it way more than a Cadillac Escalade or other plebeian vehicles like the Range Rover? Well, you come to the right spot. This is the refreshed 2025 Rolls-Royce Cullinan, which is the ultimate $600,000 SUV that says, I
damn.
made it. So what do you get for this $600,000 price tag? Let's go ahead and find out.
Say I made it.
Emblem. Now, when it comes to overall seat adjustments, it's going to be incredibly adjustable as well. And this is one of the most comfortable seats that I've ever experienced. All of your controls are going to be finished in a beautiful metal.
Man,
And you
I don't want to watch that right now. I'm broke as a bitch. Let's go. Let's watch a different one. Fuck it.
Welcome back to another episode of Before You Buy.
I'm gonna get that game. I'm gonna try that.
This is street beef scrapyard. We ain't gotta act hard.
Looks absolutely fantastic. The car comes with a B pillar. That's something that really annoys me. The center part here is actually a cover, has no function at all. The interior of the all-new CLE.
Damn, we're gonna see these in the face. See what's cracking with it.
A Hello guys, I am back today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm welcoming you with a two-door Mercedes-Benz Coupe. This here is the replacement of the C-Class Coupe and the E-Class Coupe, and it's called the CLE. And in today's video I want to tell you everything you need to know about this brand new Mercedes-Benz Coupe. If there's one thing that Mercedes-Benz is really good in doing, is definitely building coupes, because this looks absolutely fantastic. However, they have actually discontinued two models just to have this here. They've discontinued the C-Class Coupe and the E-Class Coupe. And now we have everything combined with one single model here, the CLE. When talking about the outside, the wheelbase, the appearance, I would actually say it's more like an E-Class Coupe. Mercedes-Benz presented the all-new CLE last year, and right now it's actually doing extremely good in sales. People love it, they appreciate it, and they accept it. However, did you actually know that there is a CLE 180 available for this car? It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder. In Turkey and in Greece you can even get the CLE 180 with a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder. Did you test mules of the CLE 63?
Man, that shit,
do you guys think
man,
it will be a V8?
That's actually kind of pretty, man. I ain't gonna
It's
lie.
also
I'm not a big
25
Mercedes
millimeters
person, but I drive it.
But let's get back to the spec. Gloss finish matching with the almost black matte exterior paint that we have here. Looks really cool. What do you think? So when you have a closer look on the grille here, back in the days we used to have the diamond grille with the diamond pins, full chrome finish. Now we have the Mercedes-Benz stars, which looks quite cool. There's one thing in specific with the tail lights that I have to mention. Did you know that the tail light design is actually a copy paste of what we've already seen with the the all new CLE? And right here we have, I don't actually mind because the interior looks pretty nice. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Do you think it's cool to have the exact same interior as the C-Class GLC and whatever? Or do you think it's absolutely fine as the interior looks pretty nice? Because here we have a 12.7-inch display here, which is actually tilted towards the driver.
I'm not even a Mercedes fucking person,
You can actually recognize it the way up to whatever color you like. Blue, or if you just want it more subtle, you go with white, yellow, whatever. You can go with red here. Quality materials in the interior, because when interacting with the car, 99% is actually in the inside, and most of the time you with the 53 AMG. Anyways, great daily driver. Two-door here, you have plenty of space. Also, I was sitting in the back
nice as
on a long hour driving, and it felt pretty comfortable. You have a lot of headspace, even though you have a two-door coupe model here. Mercedes-Benz did an amazing job. The design is absolutely fantastic, especially when looking at the AMG models. And I think this will be a pretty successful car. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comment section below. Already looking forward to see you all again. Wish you an amazing day. I will be back.
Fuck that dude. That dude's winning big with that. That motherfucker's winning big with that. I will give it to him. He's winning big with that. He winning big with that.
Really cool details in the seat itself over here on the bolstering, as well as in the headrest with the stitched Rolls-Royce emblem. Now, when it comes to overall
get in that motherfucker.
left side.
Damn.
And unfortunately, we don't have a ton of time with this Cullinan, so I'm going to make this pretty brief. As far as interior details, we have a digital gauge cluster with your signature Rolls-Royce look to it. Up in the windshield, you'll also notice that we have a head-up display. Coming back to the steering wheel itself, it's going to be kind of your boat-shaped steering wheel. It's super easy to turn. You can actually just turn it with one finger. It's that light. The steering, leather-wrapped from top to bottom. We have wood trim here on the sides, and everything's going to be made of nice materials. It's power tilt and telescoping into the stock. Although I will point out, oddly enough, this is digital setup. You literally just adjust the temperature by moving these.
Cool, I guess.
Today on the limited time we have with this vehicle. However, I would expect it to be
that motherfucker
a
buzzing,
Rolls-Royce bottle in there as well. That's meant for each rear passenger.
Damn, niggas are winning with this.
We're gonna have heated back seats, although it does not look like this model has We can put those official measurements down in a text box down below if we can find it, but it's of course going to be finished super nicely back here with the carpeting. We also have a glass partition from the cargo area, so if something's
Man, niggas are
rattling.
winning, bro. How are motherfuckers getting this much money? How is it possible?
There
How
is
motherfuckers getting
60
this much
miles per
fucking money,
hour
bro?
in the refreshed Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Of a
Like,
rolling
damn,
acceleration.
bro.
I want to talk about the transmission.
Niggas are winning,
So what
bro. I'm about to turn this shit off. This is gonna make me mad. Not really though. I'm really happy for them. I'm actually really happy for them. If they can afford some shit like this, they deserve it. No bad. See, I don't be hating, bro. I don't hate like that. I just be like, damn, I gotta do better myself. Oh God, I'm glad I read that book of Lon Fon. That shit was clean. Damn. All right, let's see about the fighters. If there's anything anybody can do to further the goal, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Kevin Holland might be the most annoying and egotistical fighter in the UFC right now. Kevin Holland went from being one of the most loved fighters on the roster, taking fights at any point, fighting often, winning, coming up with cool finishes, mixing in his hilarious trash talk too, and even getting one of the best fights of 2022 with this fight against Wonderboy. But then things all of a sudden started to take a turn, as it seemed like Kevin Holland's ego kind of got too big for his head, and we saw a lot of changes. For example, Kevin Holland even being a dick to media members.
Why are you guys so focused on the fucking belt all the time? Like,
Well,
excuse my language, but why are you so focused on the belt? I just told you I'm not worried about the belt, and you go back and repeat, ask me about the belt. Like, I'm not worried about the belt. Why are you so worried about the belt? You don't even fight for a living. Why are you so worried about the belt?
Well, I'm not worried. I don't fight.
I'm not worried about it either. Why are you so worried about it?
Also, Kevin Holland losing fights with excuses like how his opponent was just trying to wrestle him. But it all accumulated to Kevin Holland's last appearance on the Jackson podcast, where he made an absolute fool of himself.
Yeah, that's the last thing he want to do is fight me, though. That's the last thing.
I still want to.
No,
I don't give a fuck about the fight on Saturday.
Kevin Holland posted a face-off between him and MVP, where if you guys remember, like, Kevin Holland put his hand over MVP's hand in the face-off, and Rampage commented in Quentin Rampage Jackson style, saying it looked like two women scissoring. Yeah, guys, this is pretty much what you'd expect from Rampage. And Kevin Holland didn't like this. Apparently he took this to heart. This is the big insult that Kevin Holland crashes out about on the podcast. So what happened? Well, the podcast started, and you could tell things were a little bit tense. So I guess, like, the middleman or whatever, he decides to cut the tension a little bit and brings up the elephant in the room.
Like, I gotta break the ice in the room real quick.
I know you don't gotta break no ice.
I do.
I know
I do,
ice.
Rampage, because I love you, but I'm a fan of Kevin Holland.
I'm
I love the way he talks
I'm
loud.
a fan of his too, but I know. Hey, I know everybody ain't my sense of humor ain't for everybody. We already talked about it on the FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? I like to joke around. I don't mean nothing personal with nobody. That's me. That's my sense of humor. Everybody ain't like me, and everybody ain't like you. If people, I've learned throughout my life, if people don't like my sense of humor, fuck it.
I like that.
Yeah,
Kevin, you could probably appreciate that attitude.
I mean, I guess, in a sense. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work like that for Kev.
Why?
That's usually, if you say fuck it to me, it's usually fuck you, so.
Well, I didn't say fuck you. I said fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you say fuck it to me, I usually say fuck you.
Well, fuck you too. I don't give a fuck.
And then it's fuck. Yeah. And then it's F it. And then it's F.
Hey.
That's not gonna work for Kevin. Like, who does this guy think he is? He literally comes off as such a diva. Literally comes off as so sensitive over something as stupid of what Rampage said. Like, if Rampage actually said an insult, I would totally understand this. But the fact that you're just going to, go after Rampage as if you like insulted your mother is crazy.
Everything's
you
not
think
funny.
Rampage is a funny guy?
Nah, this fool has temper tantrum problems.
Temper tantrum problem.
I think he's talking about the Ultimate Fighter and the door.
I don't know what the fuck this
That's
guy
like 10
talking
years
about.
ago, Kevin.
It's
People
the same
evolve.
thing. Not really.
You don't think people evolve?
Some do. Not Jackson.
Not bro actually reaching to like 2005 to find an insult. At this point, Kevin's literally just come on the podcast just to act like some sort of tough guy, and it's just really cringe, honestly. Especially when you consider his last few UFC fights, and I used to be a huge fan of Kevin Holland, but his last few UFC fights, he has been losing time and time again, and you're really gonna pick on an old retired veteran to, try to intimidate? It just doesn't make any sense, dude. You're supposed to be in the prime of your career, and this is how you're acting?
Kevin was going to come on the show. He was very gracious. And then, Rampage left a little comment on Instagram, which I originally thought was funny, but then I understand where you were coming from.
I understand where
you
you're
were
coming
fighting MVP. You did this to MVP, which I thought it was a great move. Rampage made a joke on Instagram, and then Kevin FaceTime me, said, yo, if I come there, I got to fight. I said, Kevin, we can't do all that. Then we'll just have to reschedule. But I do want to say Thank you for coming on the podcast a year later.
That's the last thing he want to do is fight me, though. That's the last thing.
I still want to.
No,
I don't give a fuck about the fight on Saturday.
We didn't know just how true those words were.
You don't want to fight.
I'm just being real.
I'm being real with you, young buck. You
I'm
don't
just
want to
letting
fight
you know.
me. I'm just letting you know.
It sounds good.
Sometimes people don't know what they want.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight me.
I feel like Kevin,
Sounds good.
you have a very unique reputation. I'm throwing on one of the new Jakes ones.
Known for fighting everybody.
You're known for
and
fighting
anybody.
at all times.
Don't care who they are.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And
Bro is just trying so hard to sound like a tough guy here. But this is where things got really tense because here we see Rampage Jackson criticize Kevin Holland about his ego, and this is where things really go off the chain.
I think it's an ego problem. That's what I think.
Think it's an ego problem?
That's what I think.
I don't have much of an ego.
Since we've been honest.
Unless we're sitting across the table, we're both shooting 45-70s. We're trying to see who can hit the target. I don't have much of an ego.
Well,
Do you know what a 45-70 is?
I'm just telling.
Do you know what a 45-70
I'm just
is?
telling my opinion. You gave your opinion about my temper tantrum.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you 100%.
Okay, it's an
But
opinion,
I'm just
right?
saying, like, if it's not a 45-70 that we're shooting across the room, trying to see who hits the target, I'm not worried about it. Do you know what a 45-70 is?
No, I don't.
Okay, then shut the fuck up.
You'll tell me shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Because
You don't understand what a 45-70 is.
he doesn't know what a
You're
45
talking about ego. Now, I'm giving you some ego.
Oh my God, Kevin Holland just owned
Damn,
Rampage
he
Jackson
wildin'.
because he didn't know what a 45-70 is.
What type of man are you don't know what a 45-70 is?
Because I don't know what a 45-70 is.
Yeah, that's kind of retarded.
Like, does Kevin Holland have Tourette's? Because that would explain a lot. Because, yeah, while the guy
Retarded.
talks a lot during his fights, what is he
Spicy
talking
as
about
hell.
here? What does this have to do with ego? What does this have to do with, Rampage Jackson making a joke? Kevin Holland is an MMA fighter, and let's be honest, would probably knock out Rampage. And the guy feels a need to flex guns? Like, I'm just confused at
He could
this
probably
point.
You
knock
said
out
ego, so now I'm
Rampage.
giving you my ego.
Wow.
This is where my ego
Yeah,
steps
that's-
in. So which caliber do you use? Because it comes to ego to fighting, I don't have much one.
You
But
don't
it
have-
comes to
but
ego,
what
you want an
you
ego with something, I'm going to tell you what the ego is for.
I like the AR.
Well, which caliber do you shoot?
You don't know.
I would say maybe a 22.
No, it's not a 22.
I would hope not.
You can't shoot a 22 with AR. I see
can.
exactly.
I mean, if you're going to shoot a 22, I mean,
Kevin, what do
you and my son might have some competition. You're a big guy, so
No, but
I expect you to shoot something a little bigger than that.
Like, did Kevin just start, going to shooting ranges or something? Like, why is this all he wants to talk about? And who gives a fuck what guns you can shoot? Does anybody actually care? I mean, maybe this is just a Texas thing. Kevin Holland is from Texas, but outside of Texas, I don't think anybody cares. I'm not even sure people in Texas care. You guys have to let me know in the comments.
I feel like you guys would be best friends. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you guys would be best friends. I think if we can get past
I don't think I could be friends with a guy who don't understand jokes and sense of humor.
I gotta just clear the air on this one. Were you upset that he left a comment like that, or you're just upset that?
Don't play with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Play with
you're-
somebody else. Don't play with me.
But you seem like a guy who loves to play
Damn,
around.
he
You know?
tripping. Damn.
So why take it out on Rampage? He's a legend.
Like I said, you could. I like playing around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
why-
a player
why
around.
you say it? Some people
But you're
get
not
this shit,
playing
but you
with
can't
me.
take it. Yeah, why you condition all that?
Oh yeah, I can take it. I just don't know you like that. You
Oh,
get what I'm
okay.
saying?
I feel you. I feel you.
I
Like
feel
at
that's
all,
a respectable
in a sense.
answer.
Yeah, I feel
You know?
it. I feel it. But you and I are not the same person, though.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I
everybody
don't want
not
to be
like
the
you.
same person as you.
Same here. I don't
You know
want
what
to. I don't want to be the same person as you, brother.
So what Kevin Holland says is somewhat reasonable. He's like, look, I'm okay with people making jokes at me, but I don't know Rampage like that, and then he's just taking it like disrespect. However, once again, this would all be normal if Rampage actually made a comment towards Kevin Holland insulting him, maybe even making fun of him for losing. Like, I don't even know how Kevin Holland remembers this joke. That's how insignificant this joke was, honestly. Like, this was nothing. And then Kevin's gonna come on this podcast acting like he just got disrespected, acting like that he wants to fight. But then the co-host successfully de-escalates the situation. Kevin Holland becomes a lot more calm, and it seems like there's a normal podcast after this interaction.
Respectfully, you guys should shake it off.
I definitely respect the OG in him, but
Yeah,
you
see?
still don't play with me.
All right, so we're gonna move past that now. We're gonna move. I feel like we got it all out.
But it just goes to show, because if it was just this one incident, I would be fine. And look, I used to be a huge Kevin Holland fan. I mean, I'm talking like one of my favorite fighters of all time. Like, I was a huge fanboy in 2020, 2021. And look, you could lose, and that's fine. I think Kevin Holland is still savage. I honestly think he's still a really good fighter. Kevin Holland has the potential, I think, to be better than what he is. I think he has the potential to, not get submitted in the first round by Reiner de Reader. I think if he goes to 170 and actually focuses on himself, I think he could have some success. And please stop being a dickhead to these media members. Stop being a dick to Rampage, who just made a stupid joke on Instagram that literally nobody cared about. Stop being a dick to media members just trying to do their job and ask questions. But he has definitely changed these past few years, and I hate to make this video, but yeah, it just had to be done. I thought there was no one better to talk about the situation than me, someone who's been a Kevin Holland defender and a big Kevin Holland fan, and I hope he does change in the future, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you guys think that this whole interaction was as weird as I did? Check out my last video where I talked about Umar's fans absolutely melting down after the Marab win. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Damn, he coming for the OG, not the OG. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see them talk shit about this game real quick.
Welcome back to another episode of Before You Buy, the show where we give you some straight-up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games.
Yo, Pug, you up, man?
Hi, folks,
Or you
it's
sleep?
Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, let's talk Dynasty Warriors. Hey, you remember back in 2018 when I did the Before You Buy for Dynasty Warriors 9? Remember how it was kind of an ambitious game with some good ideas that was terrible? I mean, it is a fatally flawed attempt to bring the Dynasty Warriors formula of, like, epic battles and butt rock into an open world. Came off too much like an MMO, and not like a good MMO, but like a bad one. And on top of that, it wasn't an MMO. It was a single-player game that felt like the worst aspects of the worst MMOs. Still had the cool battles, but it just was not enough. The series needed a major refresh, and it got the spin-offs, okay? They were great. Persona 5 Strikers, Fire Emblem Warriors. Clearly, people were still hungering for Dynasty Warriors and really liked the licensed games where you had the gameplay but in a different franchise. I mean, Hyrule Warriors is a fantastic game. But was it even possible to salvage the main series out after how much of a misfire Dynasty Warriors 9 was? Well, trick question, because they actually did make an improved follow-up to 9, Empires, which, I mean, doesn't exactly make the game good, but it was a step in the right direction. And now, we're finally getting a proper new mainline entry in the series, and they are pulling out all of the stops. This is the refresh the main series has needed for a long time, and I'm truly happy I'm the one who gets to talk about it today. It's Dynasty Warriors Origins. Acting as a kind of a reboot to the entire series, this game is an adaptation of the classic piece of Chinese literature, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, a story of warfare and intrigue from ancient China. We know, if you play Dynasty Warriors, you've heard somebody say that before. And to be truthful, it's actually a big oversimplification. But it's the takeaway if you're playing Dynasty Warriors, because fighting in gigantic battles where you're killing more than 1,000 guys on average, it's common. These games take the names and general plot of the original story and turn it all into larger-than-life superhero crap. All of the characters that you can control are one-man armies. There's a ton of rock music. It's a bizarre combination, but it works, and it has worked since the first real entry in the series, Dynasty Warriors 2 on PlayStation 2. I mean, the first Dynasty Warriors was a fighting game. The sequel completely changed things up and was all the better for it. What's interesting about Origins is that while a lot has changed, the game has almost completely revamped the combat system. It's more challenging. There's a whole lot of depth to the mechanics. And this is all, let me just say this, very welcome. It's not just a rehash of the old stuff. It is improved. But it's also impressively old school in a way the later games in the series actually aren't. In a lot of ways, Origins feels like a true return to form for the series. It takes all the good ideas, rejects a lot of the more boring and tedious ideas, and in almost every way I would say that Origins is a big improvement. And I'm not saying just over 9, because you could make any game that is decent and it'd be a big improvement over 9. That game was it was horseshit. It was terrible. What I'm saying is that Origins is an actual improvement on the entire series in general. It is not just a good Dynasty Warriors game. It is a good action game, period. Now, the question of if this is truly a great game is probably going to be more contentious than that. I'm not sure I can give you a definitive answer, but I love this game. It's what I wanted, and I got it. No questions asked. I'm also a huge fan of Dynasty Warriors, despite the fact that it is, at times, a very simple and doofy series. But enough overview, let's get into it. The first thing that really stands out as being different here is that instead of bouncing between dozens of different heroes, you play as a specific character.
That shit
An
is
unnamed
clean, not
wanderer
bad.
who is also, as the game reminds us constantly, the guardian of peace. This blank-faced pretty boy isn't really the ideal protagonist, but as a player avatar, he works. Most of the recognizable cast from the other games are there in some way. There are a ton of characters and factions to play around with, but for the most part, you're not controlling them. Instead, the vast majority of the campaign is spent as Peace Dude, let's call him. For longtime fans of the series, that's probably kind of a bummer. We all have our favorite characters to play, so getting locked into a generic protagonist you can't even customize, I'm not going to lie, it stings a little. But I got over it pretty quickly because, man, this game is fun as hell. Right from the start, you can tell they put tons of effort to make the usual hacking and slashing feel much better. The stiffness of these games, it's gone. Fighting is fast, it's fluid, and it is satisfying as hell. I'm not saying the series doesn't have the satisfying thing, but fluidity, it's not something it's really known for. This feels like butter, though. I mean, these games have you sending dozens, if not hundreds of faceless enemies flying around in a tornado of death, and that's never not been satisfying. But what really makes the difference here is how this game completely revamped enemy captains and commanders. In the old Dynasty Warriors games, beating your average chump was fun as hell, but those pesky captains would pop up and ruin everything by being annoying damage sponges that, I mean, they didn't require a lot of skill, they just took longer. Sometimes they would be unfair and they would kill you, like, very easily, and the fight was never really about becoming better, but just figuring out how to avoid them hitting you, and there wasn't really any special trick to it. There was just something dumb that they did that those specific ones sucked. And not because the game wasn't fun, but because it was a big buzzkill, to be honest. In Origins, the boss enemies are just way more fun to fight. And for multiple reasons. For one, the dodging and blocking has been heavily modified here. It's much more in line with modern action game standards. Yes, there are perfect dodges. Yes, there are parries. They're very forgiving parries, which is good because this is a chaotic game. Trying to perform a perfect block every time would just suck like it would suck. Still, parrying is an essential part of today's Dynasty Warriors combat, and it's one of the key ways you can interrupt enemy attacks and break their guard, represented by these shields over their heads. Parrying isn't the only way to break shields. Normal attacks damage them as well. Think of them like the break meter that shows up in games like Nioh or Sekiro or about a dozen other action games. Once these break, the enemy becomes vulnerable. You can hit them with a special attack for big damage. I really like how the game gives you multiple tools for stopping or interrupting attacks. You can perform an automatic counter after blocking if you're getting swarmed by hundreds of enemies, which in this game can actually be dangerous. Yes, actually, and you can perform special moves specifically designed to interrupt enemy special attacks, so with enough skill, you can really lock down a tough enemy. It's not like groundbreaking or anything, but the presentation is just fan-freaking-tastic. Everything you do is so visceral in Origins, and it works even better because parts of this game can actually be challenging in a way that feels fair. It's not just wild difficulty spikes like in some of the old games. I was talking about it earlier with some of the more powerful enemies. Not really a trick to them. They're just way overpowered or something. But the old games felt like they could be so easy you might fall asleep fighting a boss. You can still die really fast in this game. You get stuck in a bad situation. But when it happens, it mostly feels like it's actually your fault rather than the game screwing you over. There's a lot of depth here, which is not something you would normally say about a Dynasty Warriors game. Sure, the basic sword is pretty much exactly like your usual Dynasty Warriors experience. Press light attack, and depending on how many times you hit the button, the heavy attack gets modified. You know, classic Yakuza controls. But the other weapons offer more variety to what you can do. Fists, for example, change stances when you perform a heavy attack, or the wheels, which require careful timing to get the hang of, because you can perform a special powered-up attack if you attack just as the thrown wheel comes back at you. There's just some actual complexity to the combat systems. Not that makes it overwhelming or anything, but mastering it feels challenging and rewarding in a way that you're not going to find in another Dynasty Warriors game. Clearly, they took their time and thought, what can we do to make this a legitimately better game? Another big improvement in Origins is just the way battles work. Essentially, it's the same as the old games. You got forts to capture, morale to worry about, but the main battles just feel so much more dynamic and interesting. There's a pleasing feeling of actual tactics this time around. Like, the things that you do seem to actually matter and affect the flow of battle. So, like, going to an ally's aid, it unlocks an alternate route on the map, or you set things up for a final charge or swing morale in your army's favor in some kind of major way. There's just a lot of different branches, and it makes it feel a lot more alive. A lot of the spin-off Dynasty Warriors games pretty much gave up on tactics. The levels boiled down to linear corridors and tons of bad guys to smack around. And just to be clear, that's not a criticism. Those spin-offs are essentially taking like what Dynasty Warriors is known for and telling you a story in some other game's thing. It's a distillation, not necessarily a Dynasty Warriors game. But Origins goes back to basics with these sprawling battles with multiple fronts that, for the most part, you actually have a lot of agency in how you tackle it. Assisting your allies and completing sub-objectives, it actually seems to matter here. There's new mechanics that make the average rank-and-file enemies more dangerous. You can't just run straight to the enemy general and murk them anymore. You need allies, you need high morale. You actually need to pay attention to the ideas that have kind of been there in all of these games, but like they matter. And that sounds like I'm ripping on the old games, but it's really not. It's just that while it's not a tactics game at all, the battles feel more tactical than I can remember them ever feeling. A lot of it, I will say, comes down to very good level design with much more interesting objectives to keep things exciting. You take all that with the enhanced combat, and the battles in this game are just an absolute blast. The graphics are better this time around, too. They're not going to blow your mind or anything, but they're a big improvement compared to what we've seen from these games, both in the spin-offs and not. The battlefields are a lot more visually interesting, and I have a feeling that is a result of relentless criticism of the open world in Dynasty Warriors 9. It was so bland and so ugly and barren and just nothing. You can't say that about anything in this game. And on top of that, the armies are actually bigger than they've ever been. The amount of enemies on screen at once can just get truly nuts, especially if you're playing on a PC with the enemy density turned up all the way. Sometimes the screen is just a sea of enemies, and it is pure glorious chaos. The way your allies and enemies move around feels more natural, too. Instead of just kind of milling around, waiting, enemies will jump you. When you conquer a base, they'll flee the area and panic. When a battle's won, your allies cheer, your enemies get on their knees and surrender. There's just a lot more animation that makes it feel like an actual battle. And the between combat segments are actually interesting. Instead of generic world map crap where you select missions from a menu, it has a JRPG style world map you run around in. And I like this a lot. Yes, the same thing could have been achieved with a flat map and a menu, but this is charming in a way that is not. I miss JRPG world maps too. I'm not gonna lie. That gets me on board with this idea pretty easy. Do you remember walking around in Final Fantasy VII or Chrono Trigger? There's just something about that we have lost in games. I don't know if it's necessary for every game to have that or for it to overcome the full open world or anything like that, but it is very charming here. You can go into towns, you can purchase weapons, you can engage in small-scale skirmishes with side missions, and advance the main plot, which, by the way, the story, it's Dynasty Warriors. If you've played these games, you're going to be seeing a lot of the expected characters and plot points. Yes, the entire first chapter is devoted to the Yellow Turban Rebellion. Yes, Dongzhu really hates some eunuchs. It's the usual stuff you see in these games, but told in a slightly more coherent way, making it a solid entry point for people who are not intimately familiar with the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which, to be fair, is a lot of people. But in a first for the series, that's not all that's going on. Your main character has their own story going on in the background of all these events, and while it's kind of long-winded and dry, the presentation is it's solid. As far as stories go in these games, this is definitely one of the more accomplished attempts. I wouldn't call it excellent or anything, but they do a decent job introducing most of the central figures and explain what's supposed to be going on and why it matters. I know that seems like a bit of a low bar, but honestly, you're not playing this game for the story. I mean, you might be partially playing the game for the story, but not like a JRPG, despite the fact the world map now reminds us of one. There are a lot of gameplay systems. There's multiple upgrade paths. There's weapon proficiencies. There's all kind of character building options that aren't, I mean, they're not exactly complex, but you can build your character in a lot of ways. There's lots of this stuff, but to the game's credit, it doesn't bog it down. It mostly comes down to picking your favorite weapon, doing a little equipment shuffling every once in a while, and it feels good. Thankfully, the game doesn't pull off a Neo and shower you with hundreds of pieces of loot. Inventory management's pretty minor, and that is definitely for the best here. The real star of the show here is the combat and the big set-piece battles. Those are fantastic. There are some absolutely insane boss battles that pop up, and they'd normally be an absolute nightmare in one of these games, but in Origins, they are fun as shit. What stands out for me is how intelligently this game is designed. It's like the developers really put some thought into what it is that people actually like about these games and decided to focus and build purely on that. The massive battles, the freeform mission design, I mean, like I said at the start, the butt rock that accompanies it, it all just works better than it's ever worked, really. They even fixed some of the usual annoying things about these games, like dying, because the missions are actually really open and in a good way, not in a Dynasty Warriors 9 way. Checkpoints are usually pretty sparse in the old games, and even if you got one, it's possible they'd stick you some pretty unwinnable situations. In Origins, if you die, the game has a timeline feature where you can view the battle in order and jump back to a few specific points so you're never actually stuck. And man, is that a good idea. Just that works perfect. The game is just fun, and that's the most important thing. Video games are supposed to be fun. That's why you hear myself or Jake or a number of other people out there talking about gamey games and how it's just nice to see more of this video gamey stuff come back. And this is, I mean, about as video gamey as you can get. I'm not going to say that the battles can't be overwhelming at first if you're not necessarily expecting it, and I'm not going to claim that the story is the most exciting thing that's ever happened. Anybody who's played Dynasty Warriors knows enough about the Romance of the Three Kingdoms that nothing's going to shock them here. Also, it's mostly just a bunch of characters standing around in war rooms and army camps talking. Happens a lot, trust me. But the fighting is slick, the battles are huge, dynamic, and fun. And most importantly, the damn game just works. I encountered maybe one or two minor graphical glitches, and that is the extent of the problems. This game ran silky smooth on my PC with the settings maxed out, and I am currently a couple years behind with this PC. I need to upgrade. I also wasn't the only one that played this at GameRanks. It also runs pretty damn well on a laptop, not a new one. Game runs great. It looks good enough, and it's most importantly, super fun. Origins may be the best Dynasty Warriors game. That's a bold statement, but it puts the focus back on things that people actually like about these games while adding a satisfying amount of depth and actual challenge to the combat. And you can play as a few other characters. Occasionally they'll join you as an ally and can be switched to in case that's a big concern for you. I don't personally think it's that big of a deal that they made a main character and generally stuck us with that. But guess what? There's a demo. If you don't want to commit to buying it, check out the demo. It's fun as hell. Like I said, is everybody going to think this is a fantastic game? Might be a little more controversial than that. Dynasty Warriors is, for some, an acquired taste, but this is a great game. By my standards, I love it. Give it a shot. It is way better than you might expect if your last experience was Dynasty Warriors 9. And that's all for today. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications. And as always, we thank you very much for watching this one. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter and book me on Cameo at Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.
Go watch probably like maybe one more. We'll see how it goes.
We are in Dubai, and we've got something very special to show you today. What are we going to do? We are with this guy here. You remember him, Mark Gebauer.
Yes.
Mr. Connoisseur of Fragrances. And if I'm not mistaken, you're going to show us the world's most expensive fragrances.
We have here the very special selection, and as you probably know, perfume is something valuable and extremely important in the UAE, in the Arabic world. And we have here the keystone, which is called oud. Today we will go to the very, very top.
Extreme level.
You won't find it very easily somewhere else. We have very, very rare fragrances and also oud to burn.
Last time, the video was very, very popular. You gave away fragrances. You going to do it again?
we are going to do it.
Adam's shaking his head no.
Yes,
Sure,
we will do it.
why not?
We will do it.
Why not? I'll pick 5 winners from a million comments.
Yeah, the people need to listen up. We will not mention what they need to do now. Maybe the ones who already saw it know what to do, but we will give, of course, all the fragrances we will give away.
And one more thing, let's add to this one, you also have to like the video.
Ah.
Wow. Right, because we had like 75,000 comments and only 20,000 likes.
Okay.
So maybe the person that won didn't like the video, and that's not good.
Yeah, okay. I mean, for the last time, the people don't know, but you already smelled oud.
Yes.
And it has been quite popular in perfume, you already hear it, but real oud, most of the people, they never experienced.
Until you showed me real oud, I had no idea what it was. And it was actually quite shocking. I didn't expect it to smell the way it did because it was very different to what I'd experienced in like conventional perfumes.
Yeah, this is pure oud.
Bucket, please, I can throw up. That's
Is that
disgusting.
It enhances the power of the fragrance. And for those people who say what really is oud, we just can say this is the best and rarest form. To this we will come later. But visually, this is what oud is like. A piece of wood, it's an argan tree, which got infected by a fungus. The virus will transform to something, and this can be extracted, or it can be extracted by burning the wood.
Is it contagious?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And in most fragrance, it's used in not the real one, but some of them have also real oud inside. And we will now show you real oud and something which is not real, but it smells like real oud. So it's just
lab grown.
Lab grown, yeah.
And these are crazy expensive, correct?
So the fragrances here, they are affordable. We go up to $1,000.
That's expensive.
And that's expensive for a fragrance. But let's start first slow, and because the people, they like your taste as well. So maybe you need to be real. If you don't like anything, you must. Yeah,
always real.
You always. It's important that the people, because maybe they will also buy it, and then they will say, okay, how does it smell like? Huh? So this one is the first one.
Here we go. Let me get comfortable.
There is very light oud inside. If we smell it, here is more a mixture, a blend of different ingredients. Yeah, try it out. And the sweetness comes from the saffron.
This would be a great scent for like a Toyota Camry.
Toyota Camry.
Like an air freshener.
Oh, it would? Why Camry? Would it react with the leather?
It's like a good room fragrance.
It's not terrible.
Fresh it is.
But I wouldn't wear it.
No.
When you walk in a hotel, a high-class hotel, you smell aromas, right?
Yeah.
And they're always nice. And what is that? This is reminiscent of that. So something that it's nice, but would I wear it? No.
So this one is my perfume, and, and this
is it really?
So I have a problem.
Yeah.
You gave me a bottle that looks like that, but it doesn't smell like that.
Really?
Yeah.
We can just let it mature a little bit.
Reshape this part, and we'll just
You
say
have
it smells
you have
great.
an orange one.
Orange one.
And you have a red one. Like red and whitish bottle that kind
Yes,
of...
correct.
Oh, it's so much. The second time around, it's just divine.
No, so this is weird.
Goodness.
The one that you gave me, I really like.
Yeah. We let it sit for a second.
I've never smelt this on a piece of paper before. Maybe it's different.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But we will let it sit.
I
the
don't
thing
like
is,
this
this one has 50% oil inside. It's quite strong. But this one has the lightest form of oud. My inspiration came from the Arabic world, and the 50% oil, it really pushes. It will last for days.
This smells totally different here than it does here.
Yeah, on paper it's always different for sure.
This smells great. This, I don't know what it is. It's different. I would get up and say, smell me, but I'm not going to say that.
I'll come to you.
Okay, tell me if that smells completely different.
It does. Like it genuinely smells.
It smells completely different.
It genuinely smells better on there.
Out of this 5 fragrances, this one is the, let's say, easiest to wear. Let's put it that way. Always, if you have, let's say, Arabic fragrances, most of the mixtures is with leather. You like leather?
I like leather. Yeah.
You like leather. Your perfume is also with leather DNA.
Yes.
So let us try to get one of the most famous brands here, Spirit of Dubai, and this is Meydan. Here they got the inspiration from the horse racing, and the main mixture is oud with leather.
I'm scared.
It smells like a horseshoe.
I like this.
Now I want to see your...
You don't smell horse at all. There's no horse.
No, it's not like a horse, but you smell the leather, you know, the leathery part.
Sorry, I was scared it was going to smell like a horse. You said something about a horse.
No, it got inspired from the, let's say, a horse stable.
Yeah,
stable, the
which
leather.
normally smells of a horse.
Yeah.
This doesn't. It's very nice. I'm also enjoying this. It's quite interesting. we should start again. I was terrified. They won't ever let me come to Dubai again. I'm crying. This is delightful.
That's good, huh?
Yeah.
This fragrance is...
Wait, I'm giving you some more. You have to persevere through the whole video if you want a chance of winning this. And this is worth winning. With or without a horse, it's worth winning.
When I spray it and I don't wash, let's say, the hoodie or the sweatshirt, it will stay with you for more than 1 week. I will show you now one of the most popular brands with a good name, but we have to say it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. This one is not real oud inside. They use the oud accord, which is artificial. This one is called Oud Maracuja from Maison Crevelli. And in one TikTok video, the owner, he said that they don't use real oud, and because it's quite expensive, the people were kind of sad. But we have to say also the other big brands, they will probably not use real oud because it's difficult to get the large quantities. And this fragrance right here, also in the US, is very popular.
Very fruity.
You feel the fruit. It's not easy to smell the fruit.
There's fruit in here.
There's fruit inside, correct?
Some pomegranate, citrus.
We have bergamot, but the main ingredients.
I was thinking bergamot was one of the fruits I was thinking.
Citrus-based more, yeah.
I can't imagine going to buy some perfume and saying, is it real oud or is it lab-grown oud?
For me, the same, I have to say. But if we go now later to the top, yeah, then of course it matters if you are a collector. But in this world, most of the people, they just have an imagination and they say, if I spend this money, I want real oud.
How much is a bottle?
A bottle of this one is around $250.
So it's not outrageous.
No, but it's expensive for 50 ml.
But it smells good.
And now we go a little bit higher in the chain. This one is a special collection from Cashapp, probably one of the most popular niche fragrance brands in the whole world right now. And they have an Arabic collection called Kimi line, and this is called Holism. Beautiful bottle.
Gorgeous bottle.
Very nice. You feel it, the dryness. It's very particular.
I'm waiting for my throat to open.
It's a very intense and strong fragrance.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
It's like a dark. Do you agree, Adam?
Yes. So do you find that fragrances take you to places like physical locations?
100%.
This reminds me of my tattoo artist shop.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's ink, like tattoo ink.
I smell, and I know it's probably completely wrong, but like burnt coffee.
Yeah, you have some coffee notes. You're right. There are some coffee notes.
I really like that.
You like that?
Really like that.
So, and this is the nice thing about fragrances. Everyone has a special memory linked to some ingredients. You maybe like something, you maybe don't. And this is all about. We don't want to wear all the same fragrance.
Right.
Correct. It gets better with a couple of seconds, doesn't it?
Can you see why I would like that?
I can see you wearing this.
I would love to know. Maybe people can let us know in the comments. Like, is there something in tattoo ink that maybe
You want to try it on the skin?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Wow, that's a lot.
Get rid of my knockoff
If
Polo
you
Black.
put it on his tattoos, will it
Oh,
erase
let's see,
them?
yeah.
Please.
I really like that. Really like
It's a
that.
very masculine and mysterious fragrance, yeah.
I'm not going to tell people what the thing is.
I keep going back to the horse. The horse is just delightful.
Do you like it?
I do.
You actually do?
I do.
That surprises me because that one's quite a. It's not as floral as you usually like.
If someone, let's say, likes Fragrance de Bois, Producer Market, the first one, then I would most likely recommend this one as well because the leather notes inside, they are kind of similar. Of course, very different approach. But if someone likes your perfume, then this one is close to that.
That's maybe why
Could
I like
try
this.
that one again, please?
This one, yeah.
I was too busy laughing at Michael the first time around.
I apologise for that outburst, but
This is so strange that you like this one the most. This one smells a lot like. Is it the oud, the woody smell that I'm getting? Is that the oud?
Yeah.
Yeah. It smells almost like a incense type.
100%. Often incense is also mixed inside. And if you go to the Oman, it's quite popular. to mix oud with incense.
Just to clarify where I came from with the horse, you said it was inspired by the horse stable, right?
Yeah.
Normally, I've owned horses. When you go in the stable, a saddle isn't the first thing you smell. It's
For
the
sure.
horse, right? So I thought that it was going to smell of horse, and
Yeah.
of course it doesn't.
It's the essence of a stable rather than the
Yes,
actual stable.
yes, but it's quite lovely.
Yeah. This one is the last one I want to show you, and it's from the second generation. It's first of a beautiful bottle, which is called Divan. It's quite strong oud inside. It's about get together. This one I like to wear on a Friday. We have some sweet notes, dry fruits, but also strong oud. Quite strong.
I love the bottle.
The bottle is nice. Huh?
Yeah, very nice.
It's like
And
a
how much
bell
is this
tower.
one?
This one is around 1,000. Yeah. Now let's see. What do you say? Quite intense.
This smells to me like a liqueur.
Yeah. Very high concentrated. This will open up a little bit later on the skin.
Alcoholic. I don't mean like the smell of alcohol, but the beverage.
Booziness,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's interesting.
What's the main?
I wouldn't wear this.
What's the main smell there? Like,
dry fruits, vanilla, and oud.
I don't get vanilla, but whatever the dried fruits are, not my favorite.
Okay.
No, it's not my favorite either. It's not welcoming to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean by
Yeah.
It's
This is more if you go here through the malls and you smell the people passing by with their kondura, you will most probably smell more into this direction. Of course, if you spray it on your clothes, it will be a little bit lighter just around you.
Right.
If you have it just concentrated here on a piece of paper, it will be more intense.
We should come back to that one, like, because
We just leave it like here,
yeah.
and then we check a little bit later on time.
yeah.
We should do a revisit of all of them at the end.
It's actually interesting. I keep going back to yours. I smell this and I smell my shirt. This is lovely. This still, it's changed, but it doesn't sit well on the paper. I don't think. Smell this.
It's quite concentrated.
Yeah, that's maybe what it is.
Yeah,
but
if you spray it, it goes more.
Yeah, it's like completely different, but I like it. I like them all.
Yeah, this
one especially.
As there are, let's say, two parts. If you take a approach to oud, first off, we have the sprays. This we covered now, and now, if you really want to go to the origin, what you do with it, it's about this what we see here in the back.
Incredibly expensive, correct?
Incredibly expensive. All these pieces you see here, they are passed on by generations. So this is my friend Rajab. He just started his business here in West Inn.
Yeah.
And he really got me into the world of oud. We started, I started buying from you in 2018.
2018, that yeah.
And oud is something incredible, and you have really gathered some amazing pieces. I mean, look at the box.
It's Malaysian oud, rare pieces. This is more than 100 years old.
How much is it?
This will be 250,000 dirham.
So,
like $70,000.
$70,000
for a piece of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this will be
And a nice box. But that's crazy.
It's not easy to find like this is piece.
So how much oud liquid can you get from this piece of wood?
Like you can set 300 gram.
300 grams?
Yes.
And how do you actually get it? How does that turn into the liquid?
You have to boil it for days and days and days. The best parts of the tree you don't use for the oil itself. You use it for burning.
So you take this whole piece.
No,
and,
no,
and
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Just maybe we can.
Yeah, we're cutting
wait.
more.
I'm imagining a bucket. Where you
I will show you
you boil the
something.
water. And where does the oud go? How does it work?
We have something here.
Like this, it's big base.
Before anybody laughs at me, what did you think happened? The same?
No, I thought, but I just didn't think you put the whole log in.
Here we prepared
Where did you get this from?
This is from that is Indian oud. This is also more old. It's 150 years old.
So the tree itself, the tree needs to grow for 150 years.
To have.
How much is one of these?
No, this is per kg. We are sell 1 kg 500,000 dirham.
So
that's $180,000.
Like 160.
Yeah.
160, and you just broke a piece off.
Say.
Here we have charcoal, so it's very hot. And now we have to pay close attention. You see that it will exit and there will be bubbles and the oil inside will be coming
So
out.
if you found the smell, you will feel something. It's very old. It's not a new smell or like that. It's strong.
Oh. Excuse me. Whoa.
It's strong.
It's very strong, yeah.
Now the magic happens.
Oh, look at that. So how do you collect it?
No. Michael, this is the best oud. You burn it. You know, you hold.
You
like
haven't
this.
even bought me dinner.
Yeah, like this. You stay.
I cannot believe what you're doing here, Mark.
Yeah. And now everything you know will smell nice.
Yeah, your body, your dress.
Do you know? I feel amazing. Pairs well with what do you call it? A bo. Yeah, it pairs really nicely with that. Yeah.
Steam comes out of his
He's like,
shirt.
what's bo?
So how long will this burn for?
Now this one will hold for 10 minutes or so.
Do Michael share?
No, I'm fine. I saw the experience.
But normally in the Arabic world, if we want to educate the people, if they want to get ready, they go over it.
You are mad.
You need to do it like this.
Are you going commando under there?
You have some
Suspenders? Is that what you just said?
Are they fireproof?
Like this, you know,
Uh-huh.
you stay like here.
And how do you know when you're cooked?
will come the smoke from here.
Oh, the smoke.
Yeah, here.
If you open.
If you open here, then it will come out slowly, but it will take a while. The Arab people
do this every day.
All do this. You can also do it in the wardrobe.
Has anybody ever caught fire?
No.
No.
No. Look at the bubbles.
I see the bubbles.
Very good piece.
More black means it's better.
Yeah.
Somebody will come in here and buy a piece.
Yes. Because here it's very traditional and they use it with the wedding. Example, when you are coming to me and I want to set for you, you are most welcome. I'm so happy to see you. I make a burner and I take small pieces. I put on the carbon and I give to you to make like this. That is same when I give you some coffee, when I give you some, no, it's
How
most, you
nice.
are most welcome like that.
That's nice. That's nice.
I like that.
Yeah, this is new experience for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But
Great.
also you can use, for example, for kitchen. There
Yes.
are different.
Yeah.
If you have the lower quality, you use also same like a room scent. If you just done with cooking,
Yeah.
then the staff uses it for infusing the kitchen to give nice smell.
$160,000
For one
for one piece.
Yeah.
Wow. How long would one piece last?
1 year,
Yeah.
like 1 year,
Yeah.
because we're cutting small.
And maybe we can show Michael some
Oud?
oud oil.
Yes.
The thing which you can mix. We have pure.
I see a cauldron coming.
we have pure oil.
Yes.
We have mixed
Mix
oil.
it. If you like something mixed with oud, we have here a fruity smell mixed with oud and touch of Sparta rose. This, do you like to wear?
That's nice.
It's
No,
not
that's
too strong
sweet.
because
That's-
it's touch of oud, not more. We
Maybe
start.
we can show him the white musk.
The white
this
musk.
one top seller.
So,
Yeah.
how does somebody buy that?
We
The
sell
size?
it. We sell it in small tola, so it's a small container.
Like this.
And what would one of those cost? I'm sure everybody would like to know.
For this, we have to say it's not very expensive. This one white musk, for example, is around $50, €50, something
wow.
like this. And
For this amount?
Yeah, for this amount, yeah.
And it's a roller.
This one is the roller, but we also
Oh,
have
it's a stick.
with the stick container. This one is the best seller.
Yeah.
This you use normally when you exit the shower and you just want to have a clean base. Then you can put this on your skin and it will always give you a very nice and pleasant smell. Everyone will like it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Smell that. It's like lime.
Oh yeah.
It's almost
nice.
like, you know,
Very
some
fresh.
It's like clean
Yeah.
cotton.
Clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one you use on your skin and then the spray you can put over. But this one is the least expensive.
Yeah.
And maybe now we can go to the more advanced.
Yeah. Here we have some things mixed with oud. It's more like we have Sheikh Zayed here. This is we make a name inside a Taif rose mixed with the royal amber and Cambodian oud. Far, go far.
Wow, this is intense.
Yeah.
You need to try it.
Yeah, that's my reaction too.
This thing, with when you wear this one and you enter to any place, all the place will have like this smell.
Yeah. So I don't dislike the smell. I didn't expect it to be so intense.
We can also take time. Take time to open that smell to give another smell.
Put one on here, and we can let it mature for a bit. Yeah. Something completely different. You cannot smell it with Europe perfumes.
No.
Yeah, it's so different.
But interesting, huh? Different approach.
It's. I mean, while
it actually has an oily smell to it, like oil. You smell that?
No, I don't know what I smell. I like. I wouldn't wear it, but I like it.
Do you see oily type of?
You feel the intense.
Mechanical smelling.
No, we wait for it. We will keep it.
Also have another mix here like black musk. The black musk.
Okay, this one is traditional. You know, the most important place for Muslim people is the Kaaba.
Right.
The first house of God. Is it the original?
The original is that one, but this is mixed. Black musk with white oud.
Oh, okay.
Am I going to fall over?
No, I don't think so.
We have twice already in the last 48 hours, so maybe.
Okay, this one is a little bit sweeter.
I don't really smell much.
No? Oud, the oil takes a little bit to open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not strong.
No. This one smells a lot more woody.
I don't get the wood. It's very light.
Yeah, we will also keep it.
You know which one's which?
Yes. And this is what they use for the Kaaba. So for the cloth, which is around the Kaaba, they put this one on. And this is...
Does it stain?
The cloth is black, the silk what they used. This one originally comes from the deer. This one is not from the real deer.
Yeah, this is not the real
one. So it's not like horse and deer.
This was from the...
The real one coming
from the deer in original, but this one's prohibited.
Did you hear what he said? You missed that.
No, before they used from the deer the balls.
Yes.
Yeah, but now we use just.
I don't know if I want to smell this.
We make it in the laboratory.
Would this have been made from deer balls?
This is what a deer ball smells.
No, that's just the ingredients. The musk.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
I hate to say that.
No wonder Santa doesn't mind being pulled around by them all year.
It's very nice.
This one is super strong.
Yeah.
It's good, right?
Totally different to all the others too. Like a totally different...
I'm going to brand this an Aston Martin. DB.
Okay.
So it's a DB 14.
Deer Balls 14.
Correct. I like this. This is nice. And I have smelt this before. Somewhere.
Have you?
I don't know where.
Was it when you were
it's
near a deer?
No, I was in a stable.
It's quite common in the...
Is it?
Yeah.
It smells good.
People use it a lot.
Smells good.
All right, guys, I'm about to get off here, man.
It's 525.
I'll watch this shit out in a minute. If you guys want to give anything, let me know. I still got the mints coming up, man. Let me know. We're going to bring it back to what we used to do. Get your questions in.